Welcome back to Elevation 44. It's your girl B. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, family. So we are taking a little bit of time today to dive into Pluto, because Pluto is going retrograde, and it's going to be retrograde for about 5 months. So this is going to be through April 26th all the way until October 11th. Yes. And Pluto goes retrograde every year for about 5 months. So this is a routine thing. This is not uncommon, but I wanted to provide some guidance so that you can understand what it means when Pluto's in retrograde. What does it mean for you personally when Pluto's in retrograde? How can you work with this energy to help you, to move you along, to make you go forward instead of allowing the energy to run you, okay? So that is what this video is intended to do. This is timeless information no matter when Pluto goes retrograde. So every year after this, you can come back to this video, find where Pluto is transiting in your own chart, and then you can apply this information to help you, okay? So that is the goal of this video, the intention of this video. So it is meant to be a resource for you, okay? Like I said, Pluto goes retrograde every year for about 5 months. What is retrograde in general? A retrograde is when there is an illusion that a planet appears to be moving backward in the sky. Again, it is just an illusion. The planet is not exactly moving backward or physically moving backward. It's what we see from our standpoint. But more importantly, it really means that the energies get redirected. So when a planet is in forward motion, the energies are pushed outward, they're external. When they are appearing to move backwards or retrograde, the energies of the planet are, redirected internal, okay? So this is a lot of internal work that happens when a planet goes retrograde. And Pluto, when Pluto goes retrograde, the themes around Pluto are power and control, which are the two big ones that you're going to hear a lot. Secrecy, or all things that are hidden, obsessions, compulsions, extremes, intensity, transformation through the death and rebirth cycle or rebirth process, okay? So what happens a lot of the times when, we go through these things, it's either triggering events that come in to, force us a lot of the times, because we are creatures of habit, we are creatures of comfort, and being stuck in the ways that we do things, not a lot of times that we initiate change on our own. So a lot of times we have triggering events or circumstances or things that come in to push us to transform, to push us to die and be reborn again. I was gonna say rebuy, that makes no sense, but you know what I mean, the death and rebirth process. So we wouldn't, go through that on our own. And the reason why we need to go through this process, because a lot of the times we're holding on to destructive thoughts, habits, things that we're doing that are holding us back from spiritual evolution, ascension, and moving forward and attaining that wisdom and things that we need to do to grow and ascend, okay? So that's really what, happens under this particular transit when Pluto is, retrograding, and that's through any sign, right? But then the zodiac sign that it is in is going to add an additional level of flavor or insight into some of the themes that are also popping up in addition to the ones that I just talked about. So with it being in Capricorn this time, we're talking about the extremes of what are we willing to do, in order to achieve like material security or maintain security. So not only just material security, but just security in general. What are the things where are we willing to lie, cheat, steal, manipulate, control? Are these the things that we are doing in order to maintain a sense of security? And a lot of times it's a false sense of security, right? So these are the things that you need to think about as, we're going through this Pluto retrograde and it's happening, in your particular houses. Now the houses are going to be the area of focus for you. So we know what the themes of Pluto are. So we're talking about power and control. We know that it's happening in Capricorn. Like, okay, what are we willing to do to maintain security for ourselves? So you're keeping those two things in mind. And now you're going to look at the additional thing is what area or focus in your personal chart is that playing out in. And this is where the houses are going to help you understand where to look, where to focus in your own particular life, okay? So what I'm gonna do is go through each of the houses and what Pluto retrograde means in each of these houses so that you have a better idea. And it's just gonna be like a overview so you know what direction to go in. But in short, this is really a chance for internal transformation and personal mastery. So let's talk about Pluto retrograding in the first house. And the first house is the house of self. This is all focused on our self identity. So here we're talking about transformation and reinvention of the self. Again, your identity. Personally, how do you exercise your own personal power, okay? And that is the theme or the thing that you need to be thinking about if Pluto is retrograding in your first house, okay? And the second house is the house of wealth and values, all right? And this is a great time for you to review or transform how you think about financial and emotional security through the possession of material things. Again, what are we willing to do in order to get certain things that give us that sense of security, all right? So thinking about that when Pluto is retrograding through your second house. In the third house, this is the house of communication and reasoning, right? So this is giving us a chance to rethink and transform, your ways of thinking and communicating with others, all right? Like, do you jump to conclusions? Are you communicating aggressively with others? Do you control and manipulate, your words and things to get people to do what you want, to get your way out of things? Do you get misunderstood because of the way that you communicate? So this is a chance to kind of reassess and get out of your own way, okay, with Pluto retrograding in your third house. Now, when Pluto's retrograding in your fourth house, this is the house of your family. This is the house of your home, right? So you have to review, how does power and control play out in your family dynamics, okay? So, or your home life, right? So are you trying to control your family members? Are you doing the blame game? Are you not taking accountability for the things that you do? So these are the things that are coming up and areas to think about or focus on if Pluto is transiting or retrograding in your fourth house, right? So if Pluto's retrograding in your fifth house, this is the house of creativity, fun, pleasure, all of that good stuff, right? So this is a chance for you to transform how your inhibitions hold you back from self-expression, okay? How do you control or do you have levels of control in place that control the control to the control. Do you have levels of control in place that limit your ability to be free and expressive and to be yourself? So this is a chance to really think about that. I'm still laughing about the control. I'm sorry, y'all. But this is a chance to kind of review that and, find some ways to transform or to let that and to release and to let that go in order for you to be free and to be expressive and to be yourself and to be truly creative and at ease and all of that stuff. I hope that makes sense. When Pluto is retrograding through your sixth house, this is the house of your routines and your health, okay? So this is a chance for you to review and transform your everyday habits that are causing you both dissatisfaction and disservice, okay? Confronting yourself and asking yourself what needs to be changed. What are the things that you're doing and taking responsibility for the things that you're doing that are not beneficial to you at all in your day-to-day routines, okay? Now, an example of that could be, you are waking up late every day and it's causing you to start your day off pretty badly, and then you start off late and then you end up rushing throughout the day. You don't eat breakfast, then you don't feel well, or it could set off a chain reaction. So an example of that is just what are the habits, the things that you're doing in your everyday routine that is just causing you dissatisfaction in your overall life. So this is a chance to review, change it, transform it, and come out on the other end. The seventh house is the house of relationships. So when Pluto is retrograding through your seventh house, it's a chance to review and transform the power and control dynamics in your own intimate relationships. Are there insecurities at play causing you to have unhealthy dynamics? So this is a good chance for you to really dive deeper into that. So when Pluto is retrograding through your 8th house, this is one that you're going to feel really, really intensely, because the 8th house is ruled by Pluto's energy, okay? And the 8th house has everything to do with shared resources, mysteries, sex, death, rebirth, and transformation. So it's a lot of the same themes that tie into Pluto's energy. So this is a rough one. It's very intense because this transformation in this house or these areas is never easy, okay? So this is expanding on what we talked about in the 7th house, those unhealthy relationship dynamics, but this takes it another step further, okay? It talks about power and control more tied to sex and manipulation, jealousy, obsession, a lot of those extreme emotional responses. And then this is also highlighting control, power and control dynamics, especially with the resources that you share with other people. Are you trying to manipulate and control through those means? And so this is a time to like review all of that. So this is a rough one, you know what I'm saying? So if Pluto is retrograding through your 8th house, you know, I feel for you right now, but you'll get through it. And this is a chance for you to heal and transform. This is what this whole thing is about, okay? The 9th house, when Pluto is retrograding in the 9th house, this is also very tricky because the 9th house really deals with a lot of the things that you can't see, okay? So it's about your faith, education, travel. A lot of the times it's a lot with the mind and the higher end of your mind. So it's about expanding the mind. So why it's tricky is because, again, these are the things that you cannot see. It's having real issue with not being able to control or believe or exercise your power and influence on the things that you cannot tangibly see as reality, or like as something that is, you know, right in front of you, that you can hold, that you can touch, that you can. So it's really an exercise of faith and a renewal and activation of faith. So this is what this highlights when Pluto is retrograding through your 9th house. When Pluto is retrograding through your 10th house, which is the house of career or your public life, this is a chance to review how you seek power in your career and your public status, okay? Why is it important that you're after what you're after in your career? It's a good time for you to ask yourself, is your career path or the path that you're on for your highest and greatest spiritual, ascension and purpose, okay? So if not, it's time to let go and transform. Pluto retrograding through the 11th house, okay? The house of friends, networks, your community, your dreams, and your wishes. This is another major one, not necessarily because it's intense, but this is a major manifestation house. This house, along with the 12th house, are major manifestation houses, again, because it does center on your dreams and your wishes and bringing those things to reality, okay? So this is really mainly about how you try to manipulate and control the process of manifestation, okay? Or bringing your desires into fruition, because a lot of the times people want to control the step-by-step on how things are actually manifested for them. Like, I want to manifest, let's say you want to manifest a car, but you want to control step-by-step how the process happens. And that is something that you really need to dive into if you have Pluto retrograding through your 11th, and making sure that you have a healthy relationship with manifestation, okay? So that is one piece of that. The other piece is how you manipulate or exercise your power and control dynamics in your friendships, okay? Are you manipulative, not manipulating. Are you manipulative, or are others manipulating you, okay? So this is also an area or time where you can transform that. And then the last house, if Pluto is retrograding, to focus on is the 12th house, right? And the 12th house is another tricky house, kind of like the 9th house, because it's all about the subconscious mind and it's all about spirituality. So this is, again, the things that you can't see. It's hard to really like grasp it, right? And to see it, okay? So this is really all about releasing guilt. So it's about reviewing and transforming how your fears, your thoughts, and guilt have controlled your ability to feel deserving. To feel deserving of love, to feel deserving of whatever. This is a major area where you can, spend time in releasing the guilt, releasing your fears, allowing things to really come up from the subconscious or from the depths of yourself in order to have that rebirth process. Okay, so this is Pluto retrograding through the houses, my shortest version that I can give. Hopefully this video isn't too long, but I wanted to again provide guidance, especially as Pluto is retrograding, so that you know what to work on and how to work with this energy. Let me know in the comments down below if you found this helpful. I like providing information about these retrogrades, so if you want to see more retrograde videos for all the different planets, let me know in the comments down below, and as they continue to come in, I can put out content so that it can be helpful to you. All right, so have a good one, and again, I will remind you, this energy is to help you, not to destroy you. You just have to know how to work with it. All right, have a good one. Peace.